When I saw that, all I was thinking is, to all the men out there that being beat by women, if there's a camera, knock her to hell out. Because if he knew that there was a camera there, and after all that resisting, one bitch slap and she would have been down. And as far as I'm concerned, it's all on camera. So I can understand now why people would do things in front of cameras, why they want cameras up to protect themselves. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're getting abused and you're worried about how it's going to see, because there's enough cameras, I know it's America, but in the UK,
God damn. God damn.
Can I say, may I just add?
Okay, they definitely cut that up because I think she said something crazy. Did you see how it skipped?
Let me see it again.
Auntie definitely said something crazy. You see her? She said something mad because the guy was like, God damn. I think this woman's seen some shit and she's just not ramping anymore. She said something wild that they had to take off YouTube.
I would say this goes back to the equity, not equality, like I said. I would say the same way that goes for guns, same way it goes for a man. If that is happening, what you do, you get up and you leave. As a man, you're strong enough to either restrain her or to run away from her because you like and then if that man is doing that to you, just stay like this. When it's done, you run.
Knock that. I swear to God, if my brother was being hit like that from a bitch, I swear to God, knock that bitch out. I swear to Jesus Christ.
The moment she lifts her hand and hits you, just run or just constrain her. You can hold her hands like this and be like, bitch, don't do this. You don't need to hit her. If it's on camera,
that bitch is hitting my brother like that. No, knock her out.
Yo, I would name
I have
the
no
punch.
sympathy. I don't care if you have to reconstruct your whole goddamn face. You shouldn't have hit. You shouldn't have hit first. You're not a child. You're a grown woman. If you were a grown, it's one thing
because one hit from a man can knock her and she'll die.
No, but
why does he have to be considerate for her after he's
earned it, and I'm an equal opportunity fighter.
No, and this is what I said. Equity, like a man. Let's not forget the fact that a man is way, way physically stronger than a woman.
That's why women ain't supposed to hit.
Wait. Listen. I get that. But this is what I'm just about to say. If that is the case, I think it's extremely irresponsible to tell somebody to do something like hit her back just as hard.
Hey. I did not say hit her back.
I would not advise a man to hit a woman back, but if you know that attacking a man could potentially land you in hospital or worse if he retaliates, and you have that knowledge, why would you go for him? Just because you're weaker, you think you don't deserve a smack, or you think that he's not going to hit you? Why put yourself in a situation and then expect the guy to not react? He's a human being as well. You can't just smack a guy around and think he's going to just restrain you. The hell is that? She's saying that she doesn't think you should tell men to smack women back. Fine, but what kind of message is she putting out? She's basically telling women that, yeah, like, you can smack him, you get away with it because you're the fairer sex. You can't really do much damage, which is also a lie. You can do plenty of damage.
I feel somewhat drawn in between right now. I won't lie to you. Because
go on. I'm gonna argue.
Like no, because I'm with you. I agree with everything you're saying. You know, it's not fair that women think that they can just hit men and there's no consequences for it. Same example she gave. If someone was hitting my brother, like some random girl, whatever, should he just give her a smack back? Yes. But at the same time, the girl in blue has got valid points here. As a man, you are a lot stronger and you can do a lot more damage, so you should be careful with the way you're reacting. And if you are in a situation where you can just restrain someone, restrain them. You don't necessarily need to just full on, I don't know, knock a bitch out. It's all dependent on different situations, but I get both sides. I don't agree with women hitting men. I think it's wrong, but we don't live in a world where women know not to hit men. They shouldn't be expected to just take it, but I think you can go about things differently rather than just straight knocking a woman out because she's hitting you.
Yeah, I understand that. This conversation is a little bit weird to me because the topic of the conversation should be solely on the woman here, not on the man. If the man assaults you for no reason, then fair enough, but you're saying, oh, you know, she's weaker, so what, you know, she won't knock him out, but he'll knock her out. That's true. So if you have that knowledge, why start the fight? Like, why go down that road?
Yeah, I get that, but
you're responsible, right? At that point, you want to go to sleep without a black eye. You don't know how this guy's going to retaliate. Be responsible. Don't think in your mind, oh, you know, the law's going to protect me, this, that, and the other, because the law might not get to protect you. He might kill you.
Michael, this is where I feel like, okay, this goes back to conversations we've had in previous videos about, yeah, in reality, people should know not to hit. They should know not to rape. They should know not to steal. Yeah. But we don't live in an ideal world like that. So women know it's wrong to hit people in general, not just men, but we don't live in a world where that does happen. So if it does happen, we do here need to talk about how the men are going to react, because we can't just have men just really knocking women out left, right and centre, or causing some serious harm and damage. Yes, the girls shouldn't hit. Yes, it's wrong. But if a man's in a position where he can control the situation a bit differently to a certain extent, then I think that should happen. One of our previous videos we done about the guy in the airport and the woman was attacking him and he hit her back. I didn't see an issue with that, because you know what, she was really going for it, and she was a big woman as well. Like, he should be able to just, she asked for it, but not in every situation is going to be like that.
Yeah, I understand that. I completely get that, and I'm not advising men to go around smacking women that piss them off or put their hands on them, but I think we should definitely encourage women to not ever do that. I've seen girls when I've been out and they've put their hands on guys and the guys just stand there and take it, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be a situation where you think the law's going to protect you so I can kind of do what I want and I can kind of get a couple punches in because it's not really going to hurt, but it'll make me feel better. It shouldn't be like that. No. And the unfortunate reality is, and the thing that I always tell women that I'm close to is, don't play with fire, because one day some guy's not going to care. Like, if you hit me, I would restrain you. I'm not going to go and knock a girl out unless she's going way too far and it's for my own self-defense.
That's what I'm saying. It comes down to each certain situation.
But we have to tell all women at all times, unless there is a very, very unique special circumstance that would require a woman to raise her hand to a man. I can't think of one right now. Maybe in self-defense. But if you don't like the way he's treating you or whatever and he hasn't turn it physical, do not turn it physical, because most people I know will not hit a woman.
Yeah,
that's most people, not all people. I know some people that will put you to sleep. They just don't care, and you don't really want to mess with those kinds of people, and you don't really know. You're not going to know if you hook up with a guy and you're seeing him. You might know him superficially, but you don't know him, and then you think, oh, you know, like, he kind of pissed me off, I slap him, and then suddenly you're in A&E. Was it really worth it? Like, just know your place. Understand that there's a hierarchy in terms of like how strong we are, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be stronger than the guy that you're with. It's just the way it is. Even if you think you are, even if he lets you hit him, the day that he decides to raise his hand, it's going to be the worst day of your life. So I think it's important to tell girls. So let's hear what else she has to say. Maybe she has a point to this that I'll back her on.
Do you know,
don't put the wrong words in her mouth.
Listen, I'll tell you an example.
She knows what she said, B.
No, I'll give you an example. Yeah. This has happened to a couple of guys that I know, where they get into a fight and then they knock the guy. This is knocking a guy out that's already been in a fight, so he's more conditioned for these things. He knocks him out and actually he gave him a brain hemorrhage and he died. Mm-hmm. The guy that he punched. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're telling somebody to knock her out, somebody that's already not even conditioned to fight, she's only fighting you because she feels like she can, because you're supposed to. Listen, do not knock people out. What you do, it's not. You don't. It doesn't make sense.
What if that first punch knocked me out? What if that first punch give me a concussion?
Which one?
If she was the man.
I'm the man. I'm the woman. You're the man. Okay, Lucy, you're the man. I now hit you because you can't hit me. Bam. What if that first hit give you a concussion? Concussion.
Cool.
So why does it only have to count for me? Because, if he nicks me back. No, bruh, you hit. So what you wanted to land, only because you didn't land it as hard enough, that's your business. Yeah. You wanted to land it. You didn't land well. You landed it. So for me, it's who hit first. Don't hit first. Be expected to hit back, because it's instinct. When someone comes for you, what did you say? I'll come for you back. I'll come for you back. When London, everybody does that. You're going to go from the back.
See? No. And Nigerians understand this intrinsically, innit?
No, listen.
So don't go and beat anybody you cannot beat. If you cannot fight them,
don't fight in the first place. You don't need to knock her out. If you can't fight,
they're not your size. Don't go step onto them.
That's exactly what I say all the time. Like I said, I would never encourage a guy to knock a woman out. He can do untold amounts of damage to her in a couple seconds. We need to encourage women to not get brave and smack men. As somebody with a brain, when you hit somebody, you have to be expecting a punch back. You cannot be so brazen that you think you can hit someone and just get away with it all the time. Women will mostly get away with it. They will, because we just don't want to deal with the police showing up. They're going to take your side. I could have stab wounds all over me, but because I pushed you over and like you've got a little cut on your knee, I'm going to get completely shafted for it. And that might sound like an exaggeration, but it's really not. Like, women do some crazy shit to men. I've read loads of stories and the men kind of retaliated and suddenly they're in prison. Just don't hit people. It's that simple. Like if you're having a verbal disagreement, keep it verbal. Don't hit people that can knock you out. And that goes for men as well. Don't start fights with bigger men, with stronger men. It's always going to end badly for you.
Think about it.
Why do we always take away the consequence for women? Like why do we because this is what you're doing. You're saying the normal consequence if girl, boy, is if you hit someone, even if they're stronger than you will get hit back. You will probably be knocked out. But when it's boy, girl, for some reason we get a pass. Why?
No, it's the same way that you wouldn't put a woman and a man in a boxing ring. Sports are segregated for that reason.
Okay. But if the woman signed up, if the woman said, "Put me in this boxing ring," I would let her go. If she said, "I am signing up, volunteering to go box," let the bitch go. If she's playing boxing with the dude, you get hit back.
I'll give you another example because what we saw was.
Yeah, please give another example because that was a stupid example. If a woman signs up for a boxing match against a guy, is he supposed to stand there?
What?
If a woman signs up for a boxing match against a man, is he supposed to just stand there?
No, he's going to box her, but we don't allow that to happen because obviously everyone knows that the man is going to win.
We've seen it happen
Which
before,
is why the whole subject happens where they're with the transgender situations where you're not allowed to put a trans person in with somebody else because it's unfair.
We see it happening though, right? We see it happening. It always goes one way.
Not often because it's unfair.
Yeah, it's unfair. I mean, I don't really know.
That's the point she's making behind it, though, is that you're not putting a man and a woman in a boxing ring to fight because you know that the man is going to win. So in reality...
No, but her point is that you don't put a man and a woman in a boxing ring because the man's going to win. Which doesn't make sense to her point because the woman is putting herself in harm's way by hitting him. It's the same as a woman signing up for a boxing match against a man. She's putting herself in harm's way to potentially be killed in the ring. The point makes no sense. She actually proved their point with her own stupid analogy. So I hope she has a better point now because that was a really bad one.
No more examples. Let me tell you what
you
I would
saw
do,
was shocking. If you want, you can go and search for a lot of these like NFL players and baseball players and a lot of these men that have abused their women left, right, and center and see what abuse from a man looks like versus abuse from a woman. Because the strength levels are totally different. That's why it's not great to say that.
No, stop it, my love. What about those couples that the woman is bigger than the man?
Well,
what about those couples where the woman is bigger than the man? The man likes big women, it's fine. She likes them small, it's fine.
But she's strong.
Thank you. And she feels like she can drag him like he's one of her kids.
And I say the same thing that I said. Boys, if you're stronger, restrain her and then walk away. Girls or boys, if you're not stronger, bloody protect yourself and run from the situation as much as possible.
I'm not gonna lie, we need to write a protocol for this. We need to write a protocol for this.
Knock that bitch out.
Knock that bitch out. Don't do it because the universe will get you back.
Can I just say, when the woman was hitting the man, you didn't say, why is it that if he has to hit her back, he has to restrain her? Why can't she restrain herself? Why is it the man? Why is he got to take her slap, but she can't take his slap? I don't care whether the slap's bigger.
No.
That's what I'm saying. No. Listen, right, when my son was growing up in the neighborhood.
The questioning is all wrong here. It should be, why are they not restraining themselves with the knowledge that this person can knock you out in one punch? Yeah. That is where the conversation should be.
But I also agree with the girl in the black top, what she was saying as well. Because when you do have a bigger woman, it is unfair. Like so you say you wouldn't hit a girl back, yeah? But if I presented you with two scenarios, you've got one girl who's smaller than you, she's skinnier than you, and she's just not very strong, and she punches you in the face or whatever, slaps you, you're more than likely going to restrain her or not really try and do as much damage. But if you get a girl who's bigger than you, taller than you, really strong, and she punches you in the face, that's gonna fucking hurt. Why should you not? Why should she not deserve one back?
The thing is that this is all on the basis of protecting yourself. I will perceive someone as a threat and I'll act accordingly. Almost 10 times out of 10, I do not perceive women as immediate dangers when they're confronting me. I know they could probably kick me in the balls or they could rake my eyes or something. They could do something that hurts. And that could also be said about a fat girl or a very tall, muscular girl. I might perceive her as a non-threat. But if I perceive her as a non-threat and then she hits me and I feel like, okay, that kind of hurt, you've already thrown down the gauntlet. Just because you're a woman now doesn't mean that you are exempt from whatever's going to happen next. If a girl punches me, and I'm just going to use you as an example. I haven't felt your punch before, but I'm going to guess that if you punched me, it might not hurt. I am not going to hurt you, right? I'm not going to punch you back or anything. At the most, I would restrain you and just put you down so that you can't move.
So you think if I punched you in the face, it wouldn't hurt?
A
4-year-old could punch you in the face.
If you punch me in the face, it might sting a little bit. It might sting a little bit. But the force of a 200-pound girl punching me in the face is going to be drastically different. That's going to be a situation where if you punch me in the face, it'll probably hurt on some level. But I probably wouldn't move much. And I probably wouldn't perceive my life as being in danger. If a 200-pound girl punches you in the face, she's going to rock you. Like, you're going to be knocked backwards. And even if you know that she can't beat you in a fight, enough of those punches to the face might start to rattle your brain. You got to lay her out. You have to you're in danger. That's why majority of the time we don't hit women, because we understand that the immediate danger is just not there. We can just grab them, put them in a bear hug and put them down and just wait for them to calm down, tire them out.
So I think the whole concept of a man not hitting a woman is the whole notion that a man can really hurt a woman a lot more because they're naturally stronger. So then if the script is flipped and a woman is big and strong, then she shouldn't be able to hit a man either. It should work both ways, because it's the notion of what damage you can do because of how strong you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's the same with a guy. I mean, it's slightly different with a guy, because man to man, you shouldn't be stepping to another guy if you know that he can beat you up. I would restrain myself much more with a woman, even if it was a big girl, because I just don't want to put my hands on a woman, period. But if I perceive her as a threat and she's coming at me, she's getting the 2-piece and a soda 100%. She's going to catch the combo. She's going to have to, because my life is in danger now. The big girl gives you a couple punches to the face and it sits on you. She might crush my chest. I can't have that happening. Now, a skinny girl's not going to crush my chest, more than likely. And a couple punches to the face is not something that's going to really incapacitate me. So it's based on strength levels. But again, we understand that most men are stronger than most women. Even smaller men are stronger than bigger women. That's just the way it is. So this girl's she's just chatting nonsense. This is just all nonsense.
It's not all nonsense.
It's nonsense. Come on.
It's not all nonsense. She's made some good valid points here as well.
What point? The conversation makes no sense. Like, she's talking about how men should just walk away. We already know that, because we know you're the fairest sex. The conversation should be on the women to not be brazen enough to hit men. That's where the conversation should be, because we know where the chaos is going to come from. If the man decides to retaliate, that's what's going to cause real problems. So if you don't want to be in real problems, don't put yourself in problems. Conversation's nonsense. We don't even need to watch the rest of it. It's just bullshit. I feel like you want to punch a guy.
No, I don't know. I'm good. I think you should all let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think.
Yeah.
I think that every single time, preventable measures should be the first thing that we speak about. Obviously, we talk about people that go one step too far, or they assault women unprovoked. Those people are scumbags. They deserve to be buried beneath prisons. But we should be teaching people that are generally the weaker sex on the planet to not approach the stronger sex under the guise that you are the weaker sex and we can't hit you. Because some guys will hit you, and they'll hit you like you're a guy.
Yeah.
And that could kill you. Can you imagine if your brother punched you full force in the face? Like, he was punching through you. You would die. One punch can kill a woman, so it's not worth it. So I would definitely tell women.
Everyone should just not hit everyone. That's the moral of the story.
Don't know about that. Some people deserve to get smacked, right?